Next, we would like to introduce our very first youth speaker, Eric Wei.
Hello, everybody. Let me just do a slide check. Make sure it's Oh, here we go.
I don't think the mic is very loud.
You don't think so?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm
So,
sitting in the front and I find it hard to hear you.
The mic is for you just speak louder.
okay. Okay. So,
There.
good afternoon, everybody.
There.
Yeah.
Way to go.
My name is Eric W. And I am passionate about mitigating climate change because the Earth is our home. We only have one home, so we need to make sure we take care of it. Yes. And I will begin my presentation today. It's no filming. I don't consent. No. It's called The Hidden Side of Climate Change. And with this speech, it will not be another generic presentation about climate change because I'm pretty sure you all have heard of stuff such as vehicles, plastic bags, eating meat, and factories. So I'm not going to make another presentation that has been covered many, many times before, but instead I will take my own approach with climate change. And I will begin with, I will talk about 4 markets/industries that we regularly participate in that may not seem like doing a lot of harm to our earth, but they actually are. And the first one I'd like to talk about is the clothing market. And right now, you and me, the stuff that we're wearing, the shirts you and I have, they went through a lot of carbon during the process of making. And it's kind of sad to think about how the life cycle teacher normally starts in a cotton farm somewhere in America where the cotton is harvested and then is transported and then it's going to get cleaned and then sewn into the shirts the clothing that you and I are wearing. And a common theme that you'll find throughout this presentation is the transportation between different stages of production that mainly contribute to our climate change. And furthermore, about the clothing market, how many of you guys participate in fast fashion? Like, raise your hand. You know, like if you just so fast fashion is just, you know, if you log on to the internet, you go to like TikTok and just see like a trend that everyone's doing, you know, just for like a few months, and then everyone is pressured to like they need to participate in this trend, so they just buy clothes for like and just wear it for like 3 months, and then they just throw it in the closet to let it collect dust.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people do this.
Young people.
A lot of young people do this. I know, like older generations may not do this as much, but you know,
Yeah.
we love this. You know, we love it. Not we as in I'm not part of this. We, but
But you're talking your generations.
Yes. Yes, it is. So my recommendation is that, you know, try to buy clothes that actually are of higher quality that you know you're going to wear for a longer time, instead of just buying a lot of things that you're going to only wear for a short period of time. Because these markets respond to the high volume of purchases by producing more, which is going to contribute to more climate change. And that is just one of the aspects that we're facing today, the clothing market. The next one I want to talk about are electronics. So how many people buy the new iPhone every year?
I want to, but I can't.
The truth is, the electronics market also goes through a lot of carbon, a very carbon-heavy process. And a lot of people, when they buy these electronics, they don't really think about how it got to the store. They really only think about the money aspect to it. But as I want to show you, there are 2 sides of the coin. There's the money cost and there's the carbon cost. And oftentimes people don't see the carbon cost. People only look at the monetary cost. And I want everyone at the end of this presentation to just walk into another store with a more broad perspective on what actually went through the production process to get your item. Now, the electronics market, typically the life cycle starts somewhere in Africa where people are getting paid about $1 a day to mine these minerals out of the ground. and these minerals get shipped to lots of parts in Asia. You know, they go to Japan to get the camera just assembled, and then they go to China to just get the whole phone assembled. But then what happens there? Now then it needs to be transported out of China to get to to get to our countries, to get to North America, to get to Europe. And this is a very carbon heavy process. A lot of transporting that goes around, and also mining these minerals are actually depleting our planet of valuable resources. I'm not sure how many of you guys know, but a few years ago, when Nvidia released their new graphics cards, there was a zinc shortage in the world. It was on the news, and that's why the production of a lot of computer parts were slowed because of this shortage. So eventually, you know, the resources, you know, they found new deposits, and this is more stable now, and the resources are more stable now. But the fact that we're like we're getting really close to just depleting our planet of these minerals, just for like these devices, it's really killing our planet. And I hope that next time when we all walk into to get a new appliance, to get a new phone, we think about, you know, the resources that were used and the carbon that that was expelled during the process. So a little bit of numbers here. Transportation alone accounts for 1/5 of our greenhouse emissions, and that's just kind of sad to think about how a lot of times when we buy these items, we don't really transport ourselves a long distance. It's mainly the products that transport themselves to us that expel a lot of this carbon. And that's for the electronics market. Next topic I'd like to cover. One more slide. Okay, so think about this real quick. You walk into a store, you see one model of phone. Okay, think about how many other models there are. Think about how many editions there are in the past, and then think about how many brands also make phones. And the more you think about it, the more you realize that that the number of electronics in our market is actually larger than you think. And the truth is, not a lot of these don't even get sold. Okay, so I recommend, you know, again, buy something that's high quality that you know you're going to use for a long time, and take care of it. Don't treat it like it's some cheap toy. Don't just think, oh, if I break it, I can just buy a new one, because you really can't. And that leads into my next point, which is single-use plastics. So, how many people like eating at the food court right there? I sure do, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys also do. But, you know, when you sit down, when you actually get the tray of food and you sit down, don't you notice the amount of packaging that there is? You know, first of all, there's the bowl for your noodles or your rice. Then there's a small bowl for just soup that you're just going to drink out of for like 5 seconds. Then there's the packaging for the utensils, the spoon, the chopsticks, and then there's the tissue. And all of it, yeah, no, you know, you're like, oh, but it's just one meal. These are recyclable. But then think about how many people have this mindset. Everybody at this food court, everybody at the food court has this mindset. Think about how many people eat at the food court in one meal. Think about how many people eat at a food court in one day for, they're mainly open for 2 meals a day, but think about how many people eat there in an entire week. You can see this, all this plastic consumption adds up really quickly. And when people think, oh, we can just recycle it, you really can't, because by recycling plastics, you need to heat it up. But where are you going to get that heat from? Fossil fuels. So either way, producing more plastic, well, you're just going to end up with more plastic than we previously had. But in recycling plastic, well, now we have the same amount of plastic, but there's still carbon emissions. They both lead to the same dead end. And I want everyone, again, to just think about eating at home more and bringing your own utensils outside with you. I saved a lot of plastic forks by bringing my own fork to school every day to eat lunch with. And although I can't change the world myself, I'm pretty sure I encourage all of you to join us, and because it is a group effort that really contributes to change. And statistics there are about 75 to 200 million tons of plastic in our oceans right now. So if we don't do anything to reduce this number, we're going to be in grave danger. And last thing I want to talk about is actually delivery companies. This is the side we really don't see, the most hidden side of climate change, I like to say. So how many people like shopping online? How many people like Amazon Prime? 1-day delivery, 2-day shipping. I sure love it. Don't you, Teddy?
And there's like the free like premium videos.
And the free premium video. See, these are the things that corporates are distracting you from to let you to blind you to the hidden side of climate change. These big corporates such as Amazon like to overshadow the effects of climate change by offering you lots of services for low prices. You know, these like 1-day delivery. Oh, you get Prime Video, Prime Days here. All of this is meant to blind us from the fact that their delivery process actually is very carbon heavy, and this leads to a problem we call the last mile problem. Basically, whenever large corporations ship these products, you know, loading onto the boat or loading onto the plane, that's not the most carbon heavy process. The most carbon heavy process comes from the last mile, because all packages, when they arrive at the assortment center, they all have a different address on them. And because there's so many different addresses, we have to get them to everybody's homes. But how we're going to do that? Well, that's why we have multiple delivery trucks all going around the city. They're weaving in and out between this boulevard, that avenue, this street, and eventually they make it around the whole city. But that's just for a day. Think about how many miles they've traveled. Think about how much carbon they have expelled. But that's just in one day. Think about how many trucks there are. Think about how many days are there in a year. Think about how many years they've been operating this for. You can see all these carbon emissions add up. So I want everyone to walk away from this presentation with just one thing in mind. Please, next time you go to buy something, whether it's a new shirt, a new appliance, a new phone, eating at the food court, or pressing buy on Amazon, please just think about the trade-off between money and carbon. So here's the big reveal. Actually, everything around you has a carbon footprint. Not just the 4 things I talked about, but also this building, the carpet that we are currently on, the sky, all these structures and homes. Everything has a carbon footprint. And it's kind of sad to think about how there's really nothing we can do because it's so cemented in our everyday lives now that we really can't live without them. But if there's something we can do, is to take care of the things around us. Don't constantly buy new things, because the more things we break, the more things we have to replace, and that's more production. So, please take care of the things around you, and that's the end of the hidden side. Oh yeah, one more question.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you giving this in the schools? Are you speaking in the schools?
I want to.
You need to talk to kids. You need to talk to young people.
You heard that, Daniel? We need to talk to kids like you.
Like you.
Oh, like me? Oh, my bad. Like us.
Spread the word. I mean, this is your future.
Hey.
And
Doctor, yes.
Sorry.
no, go for it.
Doctor.
Eric, you really given a very good picture
Yes.
for anyone to easy to understand.
Yes.
And
Yes, doctor.
And you put it on YouTube.
you know what she's saying is that it's really inspiring that if you can bring it to the schools and colleges and universities because of your age group, that you could really address.
Because you just said that they make up this style where they wear it 3 or 4 times and then they throw it away. Well, that's your generation. You need to spread this message not only to us but to the younger generation. Little kids too. Yes.
Share the information with all your friends.
You guys talk about this in
You
school.
put on YouTube and
Not many people care. I tell them, well, to try to do something, don't buy all these things, and they're like, oh, but if I have the money, I'll just pay for it. And then there's some people who are like, oh, but if I just stop, then that's not enough. Everybody has to do it, and that's exactly the mindset that everybody has. We all need to participate.
you will
in
be
doing
very
this.
popular on YouTube.
Eric, there's
Yes, doctor.
You talk about the food court, which is nice, but yourself, you're saying that you take a spoon from home, practically in life, right? So not everybody going to carry a spoon. So you need to find a way of solution, or either there's no way we can give up that no eating, right? When you're out, if you wanted to eat, you have to find food in the food court.
Right.
But that's the way they serve. But the changes happened. Before was a plastic container that they formed, and also the spoons and chopsticks and so on was changed into now more natural plant-based.
Oh, like made with starch. You know, like when you flip the spoon over, it says made with starch.
Yeah,
you know,
something plant-based, all spoons, all that is very easy to dissolve in the earth. Not harming the environment. So if you can say that, you have to buy the food and all this, but why don't you tell educate the restaurant owners or whatever, why don't you give us a spoon that can be dissolved easily than the plastic? Yeah, there's a lot of restaurants that give a spoon made out of bamboo or other plant-based things and all, which is green environment purpose.
Oh.
So you in your presentation, you give you highlight the problems, but you also add solutions.
Yeah.
And then people will see, oh, it makes sense.
See.
Good speech.
One more. Yep.
I just want to say you guys have done an amazing job at this event, putting everything together, and I think that this is part of the solution, so thank you. And like you said,
Thank you.
a lot of things have been cemented in our society,
Yeah.
but that's why integration is really important. So as we collaborate and start working towards different businesses and people that really care about this, you guys have really shown how much you care. And I really just want to acknowledge that. So thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to see
Thank you.
you guys have put.
Thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
Because I'm just here to spread the word. So the more people are here, the better. I thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor.
Okay, thank you, Eric, so much for your presentation.